Hey everybody, Jittery J here. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Today I am reacting to another episode of the Ricky Gervais Show. This one is season 3, episode 2, entitled Comic Relief. And before we get started, as always, we're going to hit the original with a like and subscribe. And then we're going to come back here and hit this video with a like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments anything you want to see me react to, and I'll get to that as soon as possible. Make sure you tap that notification bell so you know when I upload more content. But let's get into this. I've been waiting for this.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
All right. So they only did that for one episode? They only did that new beginning for one episode? That's good to know.
So, Red Nose Day, Comic Relief, has come round again.
Yeah, Red Nose Day is obviously the very specific date in the calendar for the whole generic term Comic Relief, I think.
It's normally when the telecast happens.
Yeah.
People know that that's the day when they can dress up, do charitable acts. But of course, Comic Relief is a charity that's working all the time for this.
Never heard of that. Red Nose Day? Is that just in the UK, or is that elsewhere as well? I've never heard of it. Somebody let me know.
Do charitable acts. But of course, Comic Relief is a charity that's working all the time for disenfranchised all over the world. Have you always been a strong champion of Comic Relief, Carl?
I've heard of Comic Relief. I just haven't heard of the Red Nose Day thing.
Have you always been a strong champion of Comic Relief, Carl?
Not really.
Why was I expecting that answer?
But I do loads of stuff without going on about it.
My gift to the world has been you, Carl, to be quite honest. I feel that you're the world's
I'm
now.
sure there's people in Africa going, we'd prefer blankets.
You're right.
Doing a Wills charity, isn't it?
Is it?
Sort of.
I mean,
No,
if you make a donation to a charity within
Yeah.
the will, I suppose that's quite charitable. But
Do you
just
mean-
giving money to your relatives is it?
Of course it is.
Well,
They
it
shouldn't
is.
have it.
They're
They
getting something for nothing, but it's... I don't know. It's giving something away that you have no use for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
mean,
but forget that. It's someone is getting something when
Yeah.
they've done nothing for it, really.
Well, it is. I suppose it is charity, but charity
Right.
is usually infused with some sort of out.
It's all a matter of perspective. I get where Carl's coming from. It's they're getting something they didn't have before. They're getting it free. Well, I wouldn't say free. Not with all the taxes and shit to go along with that. But anyway, I see where he's coming from.
Nothing for it, really.
Well, it is. I suppose it is charity, but charity is usually infused with some sort of altruism. It's
Right.
like it's not charity on your part because you're literally not around anymore. So it's no longer you giving it. It's just some
Yeah, but
money
I could
that
either
was.
give it them or not give it them. Once I'm dead and I've turned to mush, I shouldn't be worrying about Suzanne's mum getting a table.
Is that what
you
you're
know.
leaving there?
Well, I called up my dad first.
Why are you
and said,
doing a will for the show?
Because of this travel thing
Right,
I'm
yeah.
doing, and it can get dangerous, you know.
But why haven't you done a will up to now?
Because you sort of, I don't know, I felt sort of young and free. Whereas now I'm...
Because of this travel thing. Is that one of the spoilers that I was warned about An Idiot Abroad, where he was going to be traveling? Somebody let me know.
That's never 2 words.
I don't know, I felt sort of young and free. Whereas now I'm...
That's never 2 words I've associated with Carl. He's always seemed like a man who's in his late 50s.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the idea that you're free.
Even if we just talk about the head alone, it's the head of a late 50-year-old.
Free of hair.
Yeah, totally free of fucking hair.
I'm sort of getting on first name terms with my doctor.
Oh, really?
Chatting more. Oh, what is it this time?
How's your middle finger?
You
Not
know.
too bad, Carl.
all that sort of thing. So it's just made me think.
Have you had that done for the will, by the way, for insurance
I think
and
you
stuff?
need to, don't you, for a will?
I think you do.
There's nothing on the
prostate
paper.
exam?
No.
No, listen, for insurance purposes, I think you need to have a testicular exam for testicular cancer. You're just leaving the high risk for testicular cancer, actually, and you're entering the high risk for prostate cancer.
And you can have both at the same time.
You could have both at the same
examination
time,
at the same time.
if he's a very dexterous doctor.
I wouldn't want that.
Why? Too much like...
It's just too much going on. It's like someone juggling you.
Yeah, it's like being examined by Squiddly Diddly.
And so you said you called it your dad.
Call him up.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna... They did not have to put the picture of him with this one. They did not have to put that picture there. I already pictured it in my head when he said that.
Yeah, it's like being examined by Squiddly Diddly.
And so you said you called up your dad.
Called him up. I said, "Is there anything you want if I die?"
Right. And presumably, you know, Suzanne, she's getting the lion's share.
She is. But then the fella who was on the end of the phone talking us through it all was going, "Oh, you should get married." I was going, "Oh, shut up." He's saying, "Well, it makes things a lot easier when it comes to this." And
Was that her smacking him?
get married. I was going, "Oh, shut up." He's saying, "Well, it makes things a lot easier when it comes to this." And it's like, well, that isn't a reason to get married, is it?
Well,
So she can have all my stuff. I said, I've wrote on the bit of paper that she can have it. But it's something about tax. If you're not married, you have to hand over more. I think you get so much, and then it's like ridiculous tax rate.
yeah.
Isn't it like 50% for estate tax? Something like that? I mean, it's a high amount. I remember it being a high amount when I was working through tax accounting in school. But I remember estate tax being a lot higher than like income tax was.
To hand over more. I think you get so much, and then it's like ridiculous tax rate.
Yeah.
But she's going, that's why we should get married. I'm going to be paying tax. I'm going, hang on a minute. She's already like thinking about money loss instead of me disappearing.
Yeah.
She's going, yeah, we should. I'm saying, look, you'll be getting a load of money. I said, if I die on this programme anyway, I'm insured. You'll be getting about £1 million for that.
Yeah.
I said, so that's something you haven't got now.
Yeah.
Got nowhere near that now. I said, so even if you have to pay tax on that,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be right to get married just in case I get killed.
Have your two sets of parents met?
No.
That'd be good, would it?
Well, I suppose it's a reason to, isn't it? At least if you're getting married, there's a reason for them to meet. At the moment, there's no reason for them to meet.
Right.
They'd get on each other's nerves. My dad wouldn't get on with a man.
Why?
Just wouldn't. She doesn't like me, so she won't like me dad. Because he's just an exaggerated version. So, I think it doesn't need to happen.
A generalization. Jesus, learn how to talk. It would help if I didn't slur my speech, but I like that. She didn't like me, so she's not going to like my dad. It's just another version of me. So that's messed up.
So, I think it doesn't need to happen.
But you could just nip down the registry office, get it done and dusted, and you just phone up your folks and say, it's already happened, it's
I
too
said
late.
that. I said, listen, if we had to do it, I said, if it was like we've got to do it for some reason, I said, I'd do that. We can have it done by 2, you can be back in work for 3. Because at the end of the day, there's no, you know, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
We're not going to suddenly turn into some sort of Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan film just
Right.
because we got married. It's going to be the same, exactly the same.
Yeah. Me and Jane were out with them and Suzanne the other night, right, at dinner, and honestly, he is so grumpy. He was saying about for Christmas, right? He said, you've had a flaw. You've had a flaw. Now, what did that mean?
We had a new floor put in
But how is that her flaw?
because she wanted it.
But you walk on it too.
I paid for it. I don't understand what
But
you
don't
mean.
you understand that, like, you know, a romantic break or
Yeah.
clothes or perfumes, you know, sort
Wow.
of things that are kind of indulgent for a lady, that's a gift. Not
A gift should be something that's something that's wanted, not something that's needed. You know, I mean, it can be something that's needed. Like if he said, "I got her a floor," but that's something that they both needed. it's not something extravagant for her, if that makes sense. That's what they're trying to get at. As it's not a gift. It's not a gift for her. It's for them. Well, I see where they're coming from.
You know, sort of things that are kind of indulgent for a lady. That's a gift, not a new floor.
That is like something you give to some little African fella on Comic Relief. In fact, I think I saw it once. He didn't have a floor.
Exactly.
They built him a floor. I remember watching it with you, and they gave him a new pair of shoes and the floor. He went, hold on, floor or shoes, not both. So you think charity is all right as long as people don't get above their station with charity?
I think it should be there as a little booster.
Right.
They've always got their hand out.
Right.
And it's been like that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid, people knocking on the door, my mum going, don't look at the door, there's someone there. And we'd just pretend they weren't
Charity
there.
starts at home, not at your home.
No, but because it's all the time.
He used to do that. Shh! Nobody make a move.
And we'd just
They'll just go away.
pretend they weren't
Charity
there.
starts at home, not at your home.
No, but because it's all the time. I mean, my mum didn't like answering the door anyway, even if it was the pools man, she'd sort of say, don't move, and he might not see that we're here.
So you just froze.
It takes me
Your
way
hand
back.
was at the door.
Well, you just, because the front room was near the door, so people could see in.
Right.
So you just sort of stayed there and pretend that either you
Well, so
can't hear
like
him.
some sort of predator. Like, they can't see if you don't move.
Well, even if he was peering in through the window and he could see you in there not moving.
So he looked through, and there was 3 people just frozen, like statues, right? Just their eyes looking at him, and him confused.
Well,
Like,
they're clearly dead. I'll move on. There's obviously been a gas leak.
and did you say sitting or stand up, or did you sort?
They were just too much. Oh god. They were ate up. That's all. I'll tell you what.
And did you say sitting or stand up, or did you sort of like throw yourself
No,
to
we
the
just
floor?
sat on the, you know, where you were, and you just stayed still.
But did he ever look in and see?
I don't know, because you didn't turn round, did you?
So you would pretend you couldn't hear the door.
It seemed to be the 80s, had a lot of it, because it was all the Avon thing, wasn't it? It was perfume,
right.
Tupperware.
What?
Tupperware.
All right, back in the
Tupperware.
days of
Yeah.
that was back in the days of the door to door salesman. Jesus, learn how to talk. It's been one of those days, you know. This side of my face is not cooperating today. But yeah, that was back in the days of the door-to-door salesman. That's why he didn't answer the door. It's always somebody's trying to sell something, or it was Jehovah's Witnesses, or it was kids trying to sell candy for school, for field trips, or something. It was always something. It's always, you don't answer, you just be really quiet and pretend nobody's home.
Thing, wasn't it? It was perfume.
Yeah.
Tupperware.
What?
Tupperware.
Oh, yeah, Tupperware.
Plastic boxes.
God.
It's dishes for fat people. Here we go. Oh, these are big. God, they are. They're for fat fuckers like you to eat out of.
Just a lot of charity stuff. Just a lot. It seemed to be the time, the 80s, that they suddenly found out they can sort of scav money off people.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, let's do the scenario. I'm at the door. I can see you in there. You might as well come open the door. Carl, why are you staying so still? Are you trying to avoid me?
It's working.
Carl, your eyes are moving. Can you come to the door, please?
I suppose in the end you've got to move on.
Carl, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here until you have to move. Carl. Okay, and I'll move on then.
He's really good at that game, isn't he?
Okay, and I'll move on then. Right.
It works.
Yeah.
Works
okay.
perfectly.
Because once they've got you, that's the whole thing with charity. Once they've stopped you in the street, if you've stopped, that's it.
Keeps on going.
I mean, the good thing now is you've got an iPod. So you can just either pretend you're on the phone or listen to music.
Or just stay very still. Just freeze. When someone says, can I tell me... Oh, he's totally frozen.
That would be amazing, because they're normally in one spot, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's just
So
they
as soon
carry
as
on
they
selling,
stop you,
and
so
you've
that
got
you're
to
just
stay there for the
freezing.
rest of it outside Waitrose.
Right.
Yeah.
For 7 hours.
Yeah, it goes dark. Well, I've finished my shift, I'm off. And then you just see, your eyes just see them walk away like that, and they all meet in their little tunics. And then you start walk, they look back, and you freeze. And then they walk on. And then you can go home 7 hours late.
Ever since I was young, I've always liked going in charity shops, particularly because, you know, you find sort of interesting old records in there. Never sort of gone in there to buy clothes and stuff, but, you know, books, whatever. And, I was in a...
They used to go and look at the thrift stores and the Goodwill and stuff for stuff like that, because you never know what someone's going to donate. You know, we used to find all kinds of old little 45 records, the little ones. We used to find them by the stacks in those stores, and yeah, they had some good ones.
There. Never sort of gone in there to buy clothes and stuff, but, you know, books, whatever. And, I was in a charity shop, you know, and I've patronised them for years, and I noticed out through the window there was like a paparazzi guy, and he was taking pictures of me through the window. That was a bit weird. And obviously the old ladies in there didn't have any idea who I was, so they just thought it was a bit strange. And then it was in one of the magazines, like the kind of celebrity magazines. It was, oh, here's Steve Merchant. You know, despite all the money he must have made from his various projects, he's still going in charity shops. And you just think, but sorry, how is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
I give a lot of stuff to charity. A lot. Most of the time, just because it's nearer than the wheelie bin is. It's just a way of getting rid of garbage most of the time with me. Stick it all in a bin bag, good stuff on the top, the stuff that you're embarrassed about, stick it in the bottom of the bag.
What are you embarrassed about?
Just old shoes, trainers.
Some of the books you've written.
Socks, underpants.
Underpants? You do
What?
not give underpants to charity.
Washed.
But who's gonna wash? I know, as opposed to just like peeling them off.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No. No, not underwear. You don't do that. Not charity. Nobody wants used underwear.
But who's gonna wash? I know, as opposed to just like peeling them off.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you've got a problem with underpants, but shoes. You see, I'd
Who's
never buy
buying
shoes.
underpants from a charity
Yeah.
shop, though? I mean, I don't care how low you are on the socio-economic level.
I know.
You can get about 14 pairs for £1 in some places.
I know. I don't know who's buying underpants. I don't know who's buying your underpants. I definitely don't know.
I mean, if they were signed...
yeah.
That is something I like doing though. When I've given to charity, I like going past the shop and seeing if it made it in the window.
Any success?
Yeah, recently the one not far from here had me egg cups in the window. So it's like, oh look,
What, you've got a new set of egg cups, so you've got rid of your old ones?
Yeah.
I don't think we've got any egg cups.
Haven't you?
There's nothing wrong. Honestly, it's hardly. I mean, it's made the window space. That's how good it was. It had hardly been used, that egg cup, because it was a doubler, and I think they were quite small for the egg size that I get. I think they were made more for the small egg, and I have the large egg.
Right.
So it was never really
Just
used.
like your underpants.
But a bit of a dilemma that my auntie Nora had. She
What?
owns charity shops as well. She's got a neighbour. Went out to Graceland's, big Elvis fan. Came back. She said, "How was Graceland's?" He said, "Oh, it was brilliant. We've got a gift for you." Right? They get out this clock, like a little sort of. It's like a Swiss. Do you know the Swiss sort of? Looks like a little
clock.
house, like a cuckoo clock. But on the hour, little Elvis comes out the top and goes, right? So she went, "Oh, cheers." She's not really into Elvis. She's more into Jim Reeves.
It comes out the top and goes, what?
A little house, like a cuckoo clock. But on the hour, little Elvis comes out the top and goes, right? So she went, "Oh, cheers." She's not really into Elvis. She's more into Jim Reeves and Glenn Campbell and stuff. Yeah. But what can you say? She said, "Oh, thanks for that." She took it in the house.
Maybe they could get attachments. Maybe you get a little Jim Reeves to pop on the spring, and that pops out, or whatever.
So anyway, it's in the house. She's thinking, "I'm not going to put that up. It's not her sort of thing." So since give it to charity.
Of course.
She goes down to the charity shop, gives them that, thinks nothing of it, goes off to the pub for her afternoon drink. Anyway, next day she's going out for her afternoon drink again. Passes the charity shop. It's in the window.
And the chances are her friends are going to pass by.
That was a dilemma.
Of course.
She had to buy it back.
That's brilliant.
A hugely inflated price.
Oops.
Comic relief here is a sort of it happens every other year, and people often do things in their workplace or at school. They can dress up, they can raise money in different fun ways, and we were told in a school assembly, it was Comic Relief next Friday, everyone has to come along dressed up in fancy dress to school on that day.
Has to.
Yeah, they said they have to dress up.
That's annoying, isn't it?
So, of course, I'm looking forward to this, because, I'm a sort of aspiring comedian and that. Get to dress up like a clown, right? Spent
Wow.
quite a lot of time getting the old clown outfit together.
What did
Oh,
that
The
look
shoes,
no.
obviously, I just wore my regular shoes.
Exactly, yeah.
But I had the red nose, a wig,
Wow.
the whole deal. Big bow tie that my mum made for me, I thought this is the best day
Something tells me that's not what they meant by dress up.
ever, right? Get to school, I want you to picture this scene, right? During the assembly in my class of 30. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform. Lanky kid dressed as a clown. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school. So obviously no one showed up dressed like an utter dick except me and about two other guys.
What disappoints me is that for a man who was a self-confessed aspiring comedian, you chose the least funny thing in the world to dress as. Yeah, clowns are anti-comedy. They suck comedy out of the room. It's not.
You're right, and this is from a man who wanted to dress as Hitler at the Golden Globes.
Right? Oh, God.
Those funny costumes when But you were
Somehow I can picture Ricky doing that too, just to get the laugh,
he knows funny costumes when But you were saying about the guys who bother you in the street. Did I tell you that when I pretended to be foreign to try and get out of that? Did I tell you that story?
Amazing.
huh?
I've periodically used this method throughout my life, and not so long ago a guy stopped me with one of those charity tunics, and I sprang into my old trick. I was like, sorry, I don't...
An elderly Russian woman.
I don't know what voice that is. I don't know what accent
it went from vaguely French to sort of Eastern European beggar.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And the guy, and I was like, well, just let me explain to you about it. I'm sorry, I'm not from, and the guy...
This world.
Yeah.
I am from Planet
And the guy said, are you Stephen Merchant?
No.
Swear to
Sorry. Not when you were famous.
Oh, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because it hadn't occurred to me. It was like a lapse of concentration.
God.
It was a lapse of concentration because,
And did your bow tie spin round and you squirted in the water and ran away? That's what I'd have done.
because, it's one of those things where, you don't always remember that you've been on the team. It's not like I instantly remembered that.
Amazing.
So he says, are you Stephen Merchant? And then you're at this position where you've got to go, either you've got to admit what you did, or you've got to carry on the lie. And I chose the second one.
Oh,
So I was
God.
kind of like, I don't know who that is. What? I don't know what you're... And he was like,
Oh, God.
really? You look a lot like him. I was going, I don't.
In fact, you are Stephen Merchant. Freeze.
I'm always getting stopped.
Did you notice? He said freeze, and Carl's standing there too, with his iPod. Because he's been there all day.
I don't.
In fact, you are
I
Stephen.
like to call back to the thrift store too, where he's caught in the window. It's on the magazine.
You look a lot like him. I was going, I've never heard, I don't.
In fact, you are Stephen Merchant.
Or
Freeze.
newspaper, whatever it is. But yeah.
I'm always getting stopped for. I mean, there's so many charities now. It's not just starving people anymore. It's everything.
Yeah.
One little fault, they're out there with a clipboard
Yeah,
asking for your bank
a
details.
lot of new diseases
Yeah.
have cropped
Definitely.
up.
But that shouldn't be allowed. I think they should have like 1 year where they go this year.
Problem is, then you got people out there that aren't homeless, don't need the money, and they're actually out there scamming people. You know, they're sitting out there with a sign saying they're homeless, and then they go walk off and drive away in a BMW. It's yeah. People take advantage of too much shit these days. You know.
I think they should have like 1 year where they go this year. You know, hungry people. Next year, people with a limp. Or just like they do with the China thing, with the year of the cat, year of the rabbit. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It's that year. That's who we're helping this year.
Year of the
If
hungry.
you've got that problem, it's your year. You're going to have a good one.
And who decides?
Right.
Just have some meeting. Just have a meeting with
What would be the first
charity.
year? What would be the first year? This year?
Right, well, we'd look at it and we'd go, right, what are we hearing a lot of problems about? And someone goes, so-and-so's hungry. Go, right, are we all in? Are we in to give this lot food? And we're not just going to give
So
them
it's
food.
not everyone who's hungry, it's specific people. So it's like hungry...
Starving, people who are starving. If someone goes, oh, my kid's deaf, well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. It's not your turn this time. We can't help everyone at once. Because that's life, isn't it? You've got to give and take in your own life. There's things that I want, I can't have. Do without, have something else.
But
that's
there's so
more
many
important.
causes that
But
it
that's
could
what I'm
wait
saying,
20
Steve.
years before
Okay.
There's like he said, there's so many causes. You could be 20 years waiting for yours to come around. That doesn't make sense.
Do without, have something else.
But
that's
there's
more
so many
important.
causes that
But
it
that's
could
what I'm
wait
saying,
20
Steve.
years before your
Okay.
charity
I know,
comes
but
round.
what can you do
Yeah.
then? Because we're not sorting it all out anyway,
I'm paraplegic.
right?
Oh, I need help really bad.
So does everyone else.
Well, why are you giving it to the hungry now?
Because if we don't help the hungry now,
Right,
they can't wait. You can wait.
right. Oh, God, I'm blind.
Is this a different person?
Yeah, I'm blind.
Right. Well, you're not hungry though, are you?
Well, a bit peckish.
Yeah. Well,
Where's the fridge? I can't find the fridge. Can you help me to the fridge?
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll be hungry as well. I'm blind and hungry. I'm blind and hungry because I don't know where the fridge is.
who's let you in?
No, that's pure Carl. Who's let you in? If he's blind and can't find the fridge, how to get in the building? It's oh my god. This Carl's way of thinking is straight and narrow.
Fridge is.
Who's let you in?
But Carl, this is
Oh,
just it's a
God.
chaotic idea. It's
It's
a chaotic
not.
because people who are hungry, there's always going to be people who are hungry.
Yeah, but I sort the problem out.
How do you sort it out?
Because I'll go, right, not only are we just giving you food,
Right.
we're giving you some seeds. We're giving you a pan.
What,
We're
you
giving
think they haven't
Let
thought
me
of
hear
that?
the theory,
What?
please.
Sort it out. Don't just give food. That's going to run out.
Right.
Give them a proper... You see, the problem is, there's companies who jump on the back of all... Do you know when I was in the
Okay.
jungle? When
Right,
I was
yeah.
in the
What?
jungle, right? On that travel thing.
Yeah.
I was in that tribe, right? Now, some company had given that tribe a laptop because it makes them look good. They can send out a press release. Well done
What?
to so-and-so computers.
Right.
They supplied the tribe in, out to Amazon with a computer. I saw it. They were using it as a breadboard because they don't know what it is. They've got no
Right.
electric. It's useless to them.
Right.
And that's
Right.
what charity does.
Right.
Companies use it to make them look good. When I was there and I really needed to go to the toilet,
He's got a point, There's a lot of companies that use charities to make them look good. I could name a few, but don't want the video to get kind of blocked. Some of them, especially dealing with animals, that collect for charities and don't actually provide any shelters or any care for animals themselves. That's about as far as I can go with that one without actually naming the company or naming the charity. But yeah, I get what he's saying. Companies use that to make them look good. That's about it.
Right.
companies use it to make them look good. When I was there and I really needed to go to the toilet, I was thinking, tribe, I wonder what their toilet facilities are like, right? Thinking it might be better than just doing it in a hole. Surely they've built a toilet. They're not stupid people. They kill animals. They know what they're doing. They know how to cook. Surely they've built some sort of unit. Turns out, They don't. They still do it in a hole. But some company had been there, some plumbing firm, and given them a toilet. Right? The bloke who, the producer who was out there, he said, "Oh, you'll be happy. There's a toilet round the back there." I'm thinking, "Oh, brilliant." I go round there. It is a toilet, but it's not plumbed in.
Sure.
So it's just a vase with shit in it. It doesn't work, and this is what we need to do. We need to get out there and say, "This is how it."
What's he expect? There's no plumbing out in the jungle. What was he expecting? There's no plumbing. There might be running water in streams, but I doubt there's actually plumbing in the middle of the jungle, especially in the middle of a tribe like that.
It doesn't work, and this is what we need to do. We need to get out there and say, "This is how it works." Educate them.
Okay, so let's do this then. So I'm a starving African. Hello, Carl. Have you got any food? Got any food? Got any sandwiches?
Well, I
Starving.
have, but if I give you my sandwich, there's someone else behind you, and they'll
okay.
all come out.
So what are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to help you.
How? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna make you think about how to make food.
Oh, okay. Right.
Have you ever grown anything before?
No.
Right, well, here's some seeds for potatoes.
Brilliant. Oh, thanks, Carl. See you later. Do I just put them in the ground, yeah?
Put them in the ground and water them.
Oh, there's no water, you dopey cunt.
There is some
No,
water.
there's no water, you dopey cunt. That's why we're starving, you dopey cunt.
Right?
Well, at that point, that's where I go, well, this is a lost cause here.
Right.
There's no point.
Can I have your
So
sandwich
then-
after all?
No,
or
you're
what?
not having it.
So there's no water, so there's no point. Like I said, Carl's got that straight and narrow way of thinking. Just the look on his face there.
You fucking twonk.
Right, but all I've done...
With no water
Ben,
after all?
No,
or
you're
what?
not having it. You're
Right,
not having it now.
so not only can I have a sandwich, you give me seeds with no water, you useless, bald-headed fucking twonk.
Right, but all I've done there is made the mistake of the computer firm who's given a laptop to a tribe. It's
Right.
useless.
Right?
Right.
But there's got to be another way around this.
Go on, then.
Either move,
Right.
because every year they're going to be queuing up saying, "I'm hungry, give me a sandwich." No, you're not having another sandwich.
Once again, it's an utterly ill-informed discussion.
I'm just saying, there's no point
Oh,
queuing up every year. Do you want a sandwich? Here's a sandwich.
Carl,
The next year, can I have a sandwich? Where's your brother? He died.
Oh God! Now he's done killed one of them off. Who's better? He died.
Died.
Oh my goodness!
It's not sorting anything. It's buying him an extra day, an extra month or something.
But
It's
Carl, the
pointless.
point is, like Ricky's just flagged up, is that some of these countries, the conditions,
He died.
the conditions are not there to just be able to plant potato seeds.
Right?
So what are they meant to do then? Do you think we should go out every month, every year with sandwiches? Is that your answer, like some sort of buffet, an all-you-can-eat thing once a year?
He's got a point,
It's
you
bad.
know.
I don't want to come across harsh. They've got nothing. We waste stuff here. Waste annoys me just as much.
Right.
When I see sandwich shops chucking stuff out
Yeah.
and bin bags binning it,
Yeah.
when there's people out there who are hungry, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't
Oh God!
understand.
Back to the underpants. Instead of the food. Okay.
It.
Yeah.
When there's people out there who are hungry, it's ridiculous.
Oh God!
I don't understand. It's a problem that isn't being solved.
So your
Right.
conclusion for these people, because there's no water where they are, right, is move. That is your honest. They should move.
Well, what's your solution?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't even pretend to know. But
But I tell you, it's not just it's sticking a what's that saying?
Fucking
Sort of sticking.
fucking tribes that have been there for millennia, been there forever. Especially in Africa, where the first tribes were, the first civilizations were formed.
pretend to know. But
But I tell you, it's not just it's sticking a what's that saying? I don't know. It's sort of sticking a plaster over a hole or something, and the
Yeah.
plaster comes off. It's problem.
yeah, that's the saying. Yeah,
it's the same-
I think that was Mark Twain.
Okay, stop that music. It's loud. Especially in my headphones, that music is really loud on the end of that. But anyway, this was great. Oh my god! Like I said, Carl's got that straight and narrow way of thinking that I kind of love. I'm the same way. It's like if something doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, and there's no way for me to. Uh, oh, what's the word I'm trying to think of? If something doesn't make sense to me, I won't do it because I can't justify it in my head. You know, um, I'm not sure how to explain that. Uh, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, this was a good episode. Again, this was yeah. I really enjoy these episodes. I was looking forward to this. It's been a weird kind of day. It's like I said, the nerve issues are kind of messing with my face a little bit today, more than normal. Um, so I'm dealing with that. But anyway, that's gonna just about wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Let me know in the comments anything I need to look out for, and I will get to that as soon as possible. Um, yeah, other than that, just have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, I love you guys. Peace.